Hello, Watem here and welcome back to some more Higurashi When They Cry. Back to the whole conspiracy. This is... oh dear.
なるほどな。そいつはうまいぜ。
こんなのはダム戦争の頃はお手の物だったよ。絶対にレナをかばいきってみせる。あとケイちゃん、レナはケイちゃんのことは特に信頼してた。だからレナの方からケイちゃんのところに現れる可能性がある。その時にはすぐ保護してあげてほしい。その時は私にもすぐ連絡してね。
お、わかったぜ。
レナは強い子だからね。きっとこんな苦難も乗り越えてみせるよ。
そうだな。
I hesitated to say something. Rena hadn't been her normal self lately. If she was her normal self, I'd have no doubt that she could overcome this. But Rena is deeply convinced that Takano-san's delusions are true. Rena believes that the Sonozaki family is behind the conspiracy. I'm not sure if she trusts the Sonozaki family to protect her.
大丈夫だよ。私とレナだって仲間同士なんだからさ。腹を割って話せばすぐに誤解だって分かってくれるよ。ケイちゃんだって私と話して誤解が解けたんでしょ。よくもまあ、あんなとんでも話を信じたもんだよ。
まあな。我ながらよくあんな話を鵜呑みにしたもんだぜ。前原圭一、多分一生の恥だぜ。やれやれ。
I'm not sure you're going to be calling it the most embarrassing thing in the future. I really was deeply convinced until I talked to Mion. Even after the promise of friendship we made, I doubted her. Takano-san was endowed with magic, and I think the scrapbooks she wrote also carried a spell. The scrapbooks can make people go mad. They're forbidden scrapbooks. Nobody was supposed to read them. Rena is captivated by the power of that magic, even after Takano-san's death. She's not dead though. I have to wake her up. I've got a very bad feeling about it.
ああ、ごめん、来客だわ。なんだか警察っぽいな。じゃあこれで電話を切るね。
お、わかった。
レナは今晩以降、ゴグラのあたりに潜伏してることになってる。警察に何か聞かれても、知りません、会ってませんで通すんだよ。
お、了解。
Mion waited for my answer, then hung up the phone. After she hung up, I slowly started to feel like Rena was being consumed by some huge, unthinkable fate. It's not only the police I'm worried about. I'm also worried because Rena is ensnared by the power of Takano-san's magic. I fear that she might be suffering from incredible anxiety. Oh, right. Rena might be hiding at her secret base in the garbage dump. Rena once told me that she used to spend time there when Rena's son was at her house. She told me that she hid the scrapbooks there too. If she's hiding there, she must be hungry right now. I should bring her something to eat. I went to the kitchen to look for some junk food. My mother looked confused.
母さんごめん。ちょっと出かけてくるよ。
こんな時間に？もう遅いからよしなさい。
大切な用事なんだ。すぐ戻るよ。あとそれから、もし俺が留守の間にレナが来るようなことがあったら、黙って俺の部屋に通してほしい。それからレナの所在を尋ねる電話が来たら、知らないって言って切っちゃって。
My mum looked angry that I was leaving the house at so late an hour, but I rushed out of the house before she could say anything. I grabbed a flashlight from the wall of the garage, got on my bicycle, and sped off into the darkness. The moon looked beautiful, but in a creepy way. I feel like something terrible is going to happen. I don't know what it is, but I know it's coming. Rika-san's death. Something is going to happen. The moon, seemingly knowing what that something will be, looked like it was laughing at us, pacing back and forth in confusion. Damn it. Laugh all you want. Laugh at this very funny story as much as you want. I'm not going to laugh. I'm going to fight. I'm going to smash through whatever fate is waiting for us. Rena, I hope you're there. Maybe my bicycle needs some oil? It was making a lousy noise as I pedalled. Damn it, even my bicycle was laughing at us. Them. No. Village of the Body Snatchers is the achievement for this chapter, apparently. So, what is them? I finished talking with Oishi on the phone, and soon left the phone booth. I realized something, and a chill ran through my body. I was in a phone booth that stood out tremendously in the dark. Somebody must have seen me. I was certain. I was being watched. I saw glowing eyes staring at me in the dark. It wasn't human. Was it an illusion? No. I knew who they were. They were the ones controlling the 3 families who ruled Hinazawa. Its eye level was too low to be human, and its outline was vague. I knew from the past records that they were physically frail. The silhouette, which indicated its inhuman appearance, was unbelievably unrealistic. Especially its protruding head. One of the scrapbooks I received from Mio-san described their appearance in detail. Their eyeballs were pure red, like blood, and their bodies smelled like ammonia, even though some of them have, at times, been captured around the world. All of them melted or disappeared, leaving no trace behind. The only traces remaining are their marks proving their descent to Earth. So what, like, was it the story she told Sadako where it was aliens? Right then, the impossible unrealistic silhouette took a step closer, and it got closer and closer towards me, making a realistic noise as it crunched along across the gravel. The noise pulled me back to reality. It kept walking towards me. It sounded like it was kicking pebbles everywhere as it walked. It was coming closer and closer. I was scared, so I said the same thing once again. And this time, the glass door of the phone booth I was just in started to rattle and shake. Bang! Made weird sounds as if being struck by something. I screamed loudly in fear and started running. I ran so hard that it felt like my lungs were going to explode. Then, I looked back to find that the thing was no longer chasing after me. Was it my imagination? There's no way it was just my imagination. I definitely heard the sound of gravel being kicked and the phone booth rattling. Maybe some small creature. But I needed to calm down. Right then, I needed to make my heart stop beating so fast. I'd have to fight them eventually. Next time they appeared, I was going to strike back at them. I was going to squash their heads with my big hatchet. I would protect Hinamizawa. It was my duty to do so. I wouldn't allow them to do whatever they wanted. I saw the lights flickering in my head again. Even if I turned on the light in my hideout, nobody would see it because of the piles of abandoned cars and oil. While I'm aware of that, I decided not to turn it on, just in case. It's a bit scary to hide in this quiet place, alone in the dark, holding my breath. I'd have to keep myself busy with something. but my brain won't work properly. I don't even have the energy to think about what to do from now on. However, I don't have the courage to lie down and to sleep and regain my strength either. Every time I heard or thought I heard a suspicious sound, I'd gasp and stare into the dark. That's all I did all night. Oishi believes the Sonozaki family was behind the conspiracy, but he can't do much without solid evidence. For that, he has to locate the facility where they're doing research on the parasite, but we have no idea where it is. I think the clinic is still the most likely site, but I have no credible evidence. Really, I don't think they'd do their research in a place so obvious even I could guess it. They might be using one of the bomb shelters that was built during the war as some kind of secret underground research center. Now that I come to think about it, I remember a secret building nobody's allowed into on the premises of the Furude Shrine. I think it's called the Ritual Storehouse. According to Miyo-san's research, the Furude Shrine is the center of the local worship of Oyashiro-sama. The priest keeps the tools for ceremonies in the Ritual Storehouse. One of the ceremonies is the bizarre festival, Washinagashi, and so the shrine storage must be something very sacred. If I remember right, Washinagashi is also a medical ritual designed to vaccinate and immunize people against the all-too-strong parasites. That means the tools they use for Washinagashi were medical ones. No, torture. If my guess is right, the Ritual Storehouse is the most sacred place in the village, as well as the most appropriate buildings for use in medical purposes. Suspicious. There might be a secret research center in the Ritual Storehouse. I seem to remember there being something about something underneath the floorboards. That's probably not this. Ah, damn it. The police should be performing a raid on the Ritual Storehouse, not the idiot clinic. Why didn't I think of that when I was talking to Oishi on the phone earlier? I hope Oishi realizes this too. Should I go back to the phone booth and tell him about the Ritual Storehouse? But when I thought about it, I heard a car coming closer. I held my breath. It's not normal for a car to come here this late at night. I thought about many possible scary scenarios, which made me nervous. After a while, I saw the headlights of the car near the former dam construction office. The car must have passed by me and gone to the office. But it's a deserted office building. There's nothing there. It's not a place where people would visit this late at night. While I was staring into the dark, the engine of the car stopped, and its headlights were turned off. I could see 2 flashlights flickering in the darkness. The lights moved into the office building. They must think I'm hiding there. I held my breath and kept watch on their movements. I can't tell who they are, but I bet they're pawns of the Sonozaki family. They know that I ran away from home. They must be looking for me everywhere in the village. While I needed to conceal my breath, my face started feeling itchy, and I had an urge to stretch my legs. My own body infuriated me. The humidity made me sweat all over, so the back of my knees and my neck had been itchy for quite a while. Scratching would make an unbelievably loud noise, so I decided not to scratch anymore. It usually doesn't make any noise when I just scratch some mosquito bites. Probably just being nervous and overreacting. There's quite the distance between me and them, and I'm in the dark, holding my breath. They wouldn't notice it, even if I sneezed, let alone scratched myself. But I didn't want to make any noise at all, so I tried to forget the itchiness. But after all that, I ended up scratching everywhere like mad. I have to live in hiding like this for a while. I don't know how long I can go on when I'm so nervous on just the first night. I need to toughen up more so I can remain placid, even in a situation like this. I forced myself to relax, scratched my neck without hesitation, and tried to cope with this sticky sweat all over my body. I started getting hungry. My stomach growled. That's a good sign though, since it means I'm starting to relax. Can't yet eat yet though, it should make a lot of noise. I decided to wait until they finished looking for me and went away. Go away, go away. I can each of you go away. It seems like the intentions I was sending bore fruit. They had stopped looking around the building. However, I must have concentrated my thoughts too strongly. They were pointing their flashlights in my direction, possibly from the extension cord tube connected to the office to your hideout. Did they notice me? No. Not only that, they're walking towards me. I made my body as small as possible, hid under the blanket, and listened for their footsteps as carefully as I could. All the while, I heard their footsteps coming closer and closer. Since the footsteps are coming straight towards me, they must already know where I am, I think. It's scary. There's no way they already know where I am. If they did, they wouldn't have wasted their time looking for me around the office building. And they wouldn't walk as slowly as they did. It's just a coincidence that they're walking in this direction. It's the extension cord, I'm telling you. Since I'm hiding under the blanket, I can't see who they are. I don't know where they're shining their flashlights, so I can't stick my head out from the window to see who they are either. I just have to stay motionless like a rock until I sense they're gone. They stopped when they came near my hideout. I could hear their conversation.
いねえだろ。ぐるっと回ってみるが、そっちを見てくれ。
I could tell by the sound of their footsteps that they went separate ways, that each of them is walking around the piles of trash separately. I made this hideout out of an abandoned car. I just redecorated it. So on the outside, it still looks like nothing other than an abandoned car. But once you look inside, you can instantly tell that it's more than that. So, if they look inside, I'm done for. It's obvious that they're looking for me. Are they a Sonozaki Corps attack unit? If they find me, I'll be killed for sure. I know all too well that this place is perfect for murdering people. I killed 2 people here myself. If I can do it, it should be no problem for them, because they're real professional killers. Even so, there's nothing I can do right now. I just have to pray that they will leave here soon. That time, I heard a slight beeping sound.
アツシです。感度良好。はい。ゴグラ？はい、了解です。どうした？竜宮レナはゴグラらしい。目撃情報があったそうだ。おいおい、お手上げだぜ。どうするんだよ。とにかく是が非でもひっ捕まえて連れてこいって旦那の命令だ。たとえ行ったのが札幌だろうと博多だろうと追っかけるしかねえだろ。無理だぜ。見つかるわけねえ。それでも探さなきゃなんねえのか。旦那は竜宮レナの持つ高野美代のスクラップ帳ってのを欲しがってる。あんだけの剣幕になるんだから相当のもんだろうぜ。で、俺たちはどうするんだよ。竜宮家前に貼り付けだけ残して他は引き上げだそうだ。
Is it a Sonozaki gangster? That was a weird way to say gangster. Or is it actually the police?
戻って麦茶でも飲もうぜ。
I heard their footsteps going further, and then I didn't hear them anymore. After a while, I heard the engine of their car starting. I finally got out from under the blanket and looked outside the window. The car made a U-turn and drove away. The sound of the engine faded away into the darkness. I heaved a sigh of relief, scratched at all of my itchy mosquito bites, wiped the sticky sweat off my face and neck, and finally allowed myself to cough. I'd heard their conversation clearly. They're the pawns of the Sonozaki Corps, without a doubt. It matches with what she told me. Except the Sonozaki aren't thinking about the scrapbook. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the police. They said something very important. They clearly said that they're after the scrapbooks. Up until now, I'd only assumed that they were chasing after me because I had Mio-san's scrapbooks. And also the fact that they say that's what he wants. It could be Kasai, but probably unlikely. In terms of leaders of Sonozaki, you've got Oryu, Mion, and Shion, none of which would be a he. Meanwhile, on the other hand, you've got Oishi, which they could be referring to. Pretty sure that was police. Also, Mion spread rumor that she was spotted in Gogura for the purpose of distracting the police, not for the purpose of distracting the Sonozaki family. They said it loud and clear. We need to find Reno Rubu. She has Mio Takano-san's scrapbooks. That's what they said. They also said that they're keeping watch on my house. I'm not surprised. That's exactly what I would do if I were them. I can't go back to my house anymore. It's out of the question. But, in fact, they said something way more important than any of that. They said Reno Ryugu was seen in Gogura. If I was in a normal situation, I'd probably think that somebody saw a look-alike and laugh out loud. But the situation is different now. Mio-san was dead. She was at the festival. I'm here, but I was in Gogura. Mio-san wrote about it in her scrapbooks, and I didn't want to believe it. They're coming closer to me, and I don't mean the Sonozaki family. Something beyond common sense is about to happen. Should I fight or should I run? I don't even know what I should do. I feel like I'm rooted to the spot with fear. Am I about to be eaten? No. I don't want to be eaten alive. I want to run away if I can't win. If I can't run, I want to fight. I'm going to be happy. I know I am. I'm not going to sit pretty and let them get me. But the enemy Mio-san foretold of in the scrapbooks is coming closer to me. It's starting to eat me up. I'm in the garbage dump, alone. If I disappeared right now without anybody knowing it, the person in Gogura would replace me and start living my life. Nobody would notice the change. My father wouldn't notice it. My friends wouldn't notice it. It would replace me without having anyone noticed it. Wait. Many people close to me might have been replaced already. That's right. The Sonozaki family is plotting bioterrorism. That's only a part of what they are planning. Mice possessed by them don't get scared of cats. As a result, they don't run away. They'll be eaten by the cats, and they can move into the cats' bodies. Mice are only used by them for that purpose. It's not that they lose their fear of cats in order to help them achieve their purpose. Same thing goes with the Sonozaki family. They think they're doing things by their own will, but they're just helping them without realizing it. Also, to give some more idea about like parasites taking control, they can do it for ants because the ant's brain is very simple. With mice, like if you have a look at a mouse's brain, like it's quite like linear in shape. It's mostly along one axis, as opposed to our brain, which is much more spherical in a way. But even then, the parasite can't actually take full control of the mice. All it can do is lower their fear of cats. That's exactly how they have lived since long ago, being the parasite. Yeah, and to finish my point, pretty much, it's even harder to affect human brains. To like a full controlled degree. We're nothing but a bunch of mice to them. Most mice are stupid. They don't even notice their existence. They help them to achieve their purpose, thinking they're living their lives by their own will. Yeah, so many there, them, and they, all for different things. But very rarely, a mouse with wits is born. This mouse notices that he's being used, and he notices their existence. Nobody believes him, so it's not a big deal. He starts thinking that it was his mistake, and he gets swallowed by them. Eventually, he disappears. But even more rarely, a mouse appears from nowhere, notices their existence, and objectively proves it. That mouse was Mio-san. To them, this mouse was a rare and very dangerous existence. That's why they resorted to unbelievably bold and violent methods to try and eliminate that mouse when it appeared. But surprisingly, we knew about those measures. But the stupid mice don't believe it. Wow, calling Keiichi stupid. They don't notice that they are forcing them not to believe it, and that they're helping them in the end. So now not even Keiichi telling her that Mion had said spread the rumor in Gokuro. She won't believe him telling her that. It won't be enough to convince her. They killed Mio-san. And they tried to replace her. But they made a mistake. They found the real corpse of Mio-san. That's why they failed to replace her. They'll try to kill me and replace me too. Or they'll replace my friends in order to get close to me. They'll look just like real people, but they're totally different inside. They're an abnormal existence that's beyond our imagination. I know, they'll appear. No, they're already here. It appeared the day after Mio-san died, and it appeared in Gokuro tonight. I have no idea where to put the emphasis in that, by the way. So I'm probably saying it all wrong. Oops. They'll keep coming. They're openly after me now. They'll keep coming. They'll keep coming. Right then, I heard somebody coming down the slope. I concealed my presence again, and I looked at the direction where the footsteps were coming from. I could see one flashlight. It looked like there was only one person now. Please don't kill Keiichi. Who is it? This late at night. Its shadow is very small. I can tell it isn't an adult. I felt a chill running through my body. It shined its flashlight towards my hideout, and its footsteps were coming straight towards me. It's different from the other guys earlier. I can tell by the sound of its footsteps that it knows I'm hiding here for sure. No, it must be just a coincidence. I should just conceal myself again. I can make it through this again. I made it through last time. I need to hide. I pulled the blanket over myself, made myself as small as possible, and kept telling myself that I was a stone. But the footsteps kept coming closer and closer, and it knocked on the door of my hideout. I opened my eyes wide. I broke out in a nervous sweat. Not wanting to believe that the sound I heard was a knock, my mind went completely blank. But it knocked on the door again. I could feel a light shining on the blanket. It might be shining with a flashlight on me, but I still held back my fear. As long as I don't move, it can't put a finger on me. I kept telling myself that as if I was casting a spell. I tried not to shake in fear. I'm sorry, what? Not Keiichi? It laughed. It just laughed at me because I thought I was still hiding perfectly. The voice kind of sounded like Rika. But I still tried. Because if I got out of the blanket...
何に怯えてるの
Yeah, that definitely sounded like Rika. I threw off the blanket and saw the owner of the voice. It is Rika-chan. Now, why is she here? Did she come here to see me? I don't understand why she came all the way here alone this late at night. I was gonna say, I think it's too early for Rika to die still. I don't think the time's passed yet. However, the whole... we know that when she dies, she's going to be chopped up into pieces and all, which kind of fits with Rena's MO. Oops. On that note, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know any feedback you have in the comments. Let me know your theories about everything. And until next time, see ya!